Recent research reveals something that most seniors over 75 have never been told. Millions of older adults eat eggs every single morning, trying to build muscle and maintain strength. But cutting-edge science now shows that a specific group of fruits can unlock muscle growth in aging bodies far more powerfully than eggs ever could. Today, I will show you exactly which fruits these are, why they work at the cellular level, and precisely how to use them starting tomorrow. Stay with me, because what you learn in the next few minutes could change the way your body builds strength for the rest of your life. I am a health researcher with years of experience in senior nutrition and muscle recovery, and I want to speak directly to you. If you are over 75 eating right, maybe even taking protein supplements, and still watching your strength slowly disappear, you are not imagining it. You are not doing something wrong. The real problem goes much deeper than how much protein you eat. Most doctors do not explain this to their patients. Most health magazines never talk about it. But today, that changes. By the end of this video, you will have a clear, science-backed plan to start changing that starting today. Comment below, how many eggs do you eat each week trying to stay strong? I will be replying to each one. Here is what most seniors over 75 do not understand. After a certain age, your body develops something called anabolic resistance. Think of anabolic resistance like a locked door between you and muscle growth. Protein is the key, but after 75, that lock gets stiff and rusted. Even when you eat plenty of protein, the signal that tells your muscles to grow becomes weaker. Research published in the Journal of Applied Physiology confirms that older adults experience a significantly blunted muscle protein synthesis response compared to younger adults. Your muscles simply stop responding the way they used to, no matter how much protein you pile on your plate. The numbers are alarming. According to the Cleveland Clinic, muscle loss affects between 11% and 50% of adults over 80. Longitudinal studies published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition show that people age 75 lose muscle at a rate of 0.64% to 0.98% every year. Over 5 years, that adds up to nearly 5% of your total muscle mass quietly vanishing. And after 60, the rate of muscle loss accelerates compared to earlier decades, according to research from the National Institutes of Health. This is not just about looking thinner. This is about your ability to stand up from a chair, walk without falling, and live independently on your own terms. Here is what happens when muscle mass keeps falling unchecked. First, balance deteriorates. Then walking becomes difficult. Then everyday tasks like carrying groceries feel impossible. Studies show that low muscle mass in older adults is directly linked to higher risk of falls, serious fractures, and loss of independence. The World Health Organization now recognizes sarcopenia, the medical term for age-related muscle loss, as a serious condition affecting quality of life. And the hardest part is this: most seniors do not know it is happening until the damage is already significant. Let me tell you about Margaret. Margaret is 78 years old and spent 2 full years convinced she was simply getting old. Every morning she scrambled 3 eggs and told herself she was doing everything right. She walked 30 minutes most days. She added protein powder to her smoothies. But her legs felt weaker every month. Getting out of her armchair became harder. She started gripping the railing every time she used the stairs. Her daughter noticed, and both of them felt frightened. Margaret tried protein shakes and chicken at every meal for 6 weeks. The weakness persisted. Then her neighbor mentioned specific fruits that change how aging muscles absorb protein. Within 3 weeks of making one simple daily change, something shifted. Within 12 weeks, Margaret was walking upstairs without touching the railing. Her daughter called it remarkable. Margaret just calls it finally. Comment, Margaret, if you have ever felt like your strength was fading no matter what you tried. Let me know your age too. Now, before I reveal the fruits, I need to cover something critical. There are foods and habits that actively destroy your ability to build muscle after 75. These are things most seniors do every single day with no idea of the damage being caused. The first thing to avoid is high sugar processed foods. Here is what happens when you eat a diet heavy in added sugars. Your body produces compounds called AGEs, which stands for Advanced Glycation End Products. Think of AGEs like rust forming inside your muscle fibers. A 2022 study published in the Journal of Nutrition showed that chronic high sugar intake accelerates sarcopenia by directly impairing muscle protein synthesis. AGEs bind to your muscle proteins and make them stiff, damaged, and unable to repair. But here is the shocking part most people do not know. This happens silently even in people eating mostly healthy. If they still consume packaged cereals, flavored yogurts, and sauces full of hidden sugars. Most seniors do not realize their supposedly healthy breakfast is fueling muscle destruction every single day. The second thing to avoid is ultra-processed foods. A systematic review in Frontiers in Nutrition in 2024 found a significant relationship between higher ultra-processed food consumption and low muscle mass. A separate 2024 study found that women who consumed more ultra-processed foods showed significantly reduced muscle strength. Here is the hidden disaster: ultra-processed foods do not just lack nutrition. They actively trigger systemic inflammation, and inflammation is one of the main drivers of anabolic resistance in aging muscles. Every bag of chips and every fast food meal is silently turning up the fire that burns your muscle tissue away. The third thing to avoid is cramming all your protein into one meal. Here is what happens when you eat 60 grams of protein at dinner and almost none at breakfast. Your muscles can only use a certain amount of protein at once to trigger the muscle building signal. Research in Frontiers in Nutrition from 2021 shows that elderly adults need approximately 25 to 30 grams of quality protein at each main meal plus adequate leucine to consistently stimulate muscle growth. Leucine is a specific amino acid that acts as the on switch for your muscle building machinery. By eating all protein at once, you only flip that switch once a day. Your muscles stay unbuilt for most of your waking hours. The fourth thing to avoid is relying on eggs alone without enzyme support. Eggs have excellent protein. Nobody denies that. But after 75, your stomach acid production declines. Research published in TANFOnline in 2024 confirms that protein digestion becomes significantly slower and less efficient in older adults. A 2021 study from the European Journal of Nutrition showed that without specific digestive enzymes, elderly individuals absorb meaningfully less of the essential amino acids from a protein meal. Eggs are a fine starting point, but relying on them alone is like trying to run a high-performance engine on low-grade fuel. The fifth thing to avoid is combining poor diet with physical inactivity. Research from Henry Ford Health shows that people lose up to 30% of muscle between ages 50 and 70 without strength training. But even light resistance movement combined with the right foods can reverse this trend. The mistake most seniors make is believing food alone or exercise alone is enough. Real muscle building power happens when the right foods meet even gentle physical activity. Comment: I'm guilty if you have been doing any of these. Do not worry, you are about to learn how to fix it. Let me tell you about Robert. Robert is 72 years old and ate what he called a clean diet. He avoided fried foods, ate lean meats, and had eggs every morning. But he loved his morning orange juice, sweetened oatmeal, and daily cookies. He had no idea these habits were silently building AGEs in his muscle tissue. When his doctor told him his grip strength had fallen below the healthy range for his age, Robert was stunned. He started replacing his sugar heavy habits with specific high-impact fruits. He replaced sweetened juice with fresh watermelon. He swapped his afternoon cookies for a cup of guava. Within 10 weeks, his doctor measured his grip strength again. It had improved by 18%. His doctor called it unusual progress for someone his age. Now for the solutions. The next one will genuinely surprise you. Number 50, watermelon. Do you know what actually happens in your bloodstream when you eat 2 cups of watermelon before a walk or exercise? Within 30 to 60 minutes, your body converts a compound called L-citrulline into L-arginine. L-arginine produces nitric oxide. Nitric oxide widens your blood vessels like expanding a narrow road into a highway. More oxygen and nutrients flow directly to your muscle tissue. Think of it as opening lanes so the nutrition trucks can finally reach the construction site. A 2025 review published in Frontiers in Nutrition confirmed that L-citrulline from watermelon directly supports improvements in lean muscle mass in older adults. Eat 2 cups of fresh diced watermelon 30 to 45 minutes before any physical activity. Bright red seedless varieties have the highest citrulline content. Within 2 to 4 weeks, many seniors notice faster recovery and less soreness after activity. Number 4. C. Tart cherries. Here is what happens when you drink tart cherry juice regularly. Within hours, anti-inflammatory compounds called anthocyanins flood your bloodstream. A study published in Life Extension magazine in 2023 found that older adults who consumed 480 milliliters of tart cherry juice daily for 12 weeks showed a significant drop in C-reactive protein, which is a key marker of body-wide inflammation. Inflammation directly blocks the muscle building signal from ever reaching your muscle fibers. Research from the National Strength and Conditioning Association confirms tart cherry reduces muscle soreness and accelerates strength recovery in older adults. Drink 240 to 480 milliliters of pure tart cherry juice every evening. Avoid brands with added sugar. The evening timing also supports deeper sleep, and sleep is when most muscle repair occurs. Let me tell you about Dorothy. Dorothy is 80 years old and had completely given up on feeling strong. Her knees ached constantly. After light gardening, she needed days to recover. That long recovery made her avoid movement, which weakened her muscles even more. It was a spiral she felt powerless to stop. Her physical therapist suggested tart cherry juice. Dorothy was skeptical but tried it. Within 3 weeks, she was waking up without her usual stiffness. Within 6 weeks, she was back in her garden 3 times a week. Within 12 weeks, her therapist noted measurably improved balance. Dorothy says it was not a miracle. She just finally gave her body what it had been asking for. Comment, STF, if slow recovery has been slowing you down. Number 3. Pomegranate. Do you know what happens inside your muscles when you eat pomegranate regularly? Pomegranate contains compounds called punicalagins and ellagic acid. Your gut converts these into molecules called urolithins. Urolithins signal aging muscle cells to clear out damaged cellular components in a process called mitophagy. Think of it as clearing old broken furniture from a room before new furniture can come in. A 2024 study published in PMC found that pomegranate extract significantly reduced inflammatory markers in older adults. A study published in the Journal of Middle East Applied Science confirmed that natural pomegranate juice reduced inflammation and muscle damage markers, specifically in elderly participants. Eat half a pomegranate seeds daily or drink half a cup of pure pomegranate juice. Combine it with your morning protein meal for maximum anti-inflammatory benefit. Within 4 to 6 weeks, research suggests improved recovery speed and reduced fatigue. Let me tell you about Harold. Harold is 75 years old and a former construction worker who never paid much attention to diet. After retirement, his arms grew thinner and his grip weakened. His doctor told him he was showing early signs of sarcopenia. Harold was not interested in powders or supplements. His wife started adding pomegranate seeds to his daily yogurt. Harold thought she was just being health conscious and humored her. 2 months later, he no longer needed help opening jars. He noticed his arms looked fuller. His sleep improved. Harold started calling pomegranate his secret daily weapon. Comment, GRIP, if you have noticed hand or arm strength fading. Before I reveal the number 1 fruit, which of these has surprised you most, comment below right now. Number 2, an avocado. Do you know what happens when you eat half an avocado alongside your protein meal? Avocado is the highest protein fruit available. containing up to 4 grams of protein per fruit according to avocados from Mexico nutrition data. But what makes avocado uniquely powerful is the combination of protein, leucine, and healthy monounsaturated fats. Leucine is the amino acid that activates the mTOR pathway. mTOR is your body's primary muscle building command signal. Without enough leucine, the signal never fully fires. Research in Frontiers in Nutrition from 2021 recommends 3 grams of leucine at each main meal to consistently fight lean mass loss in elderly adults. The healthy fats in avocado also support hormone production, including testosterone, which naturally declines with age and affects muscle growth. Eat half a medium avocado daily with your main protein meal. Mash it onto whole grain protein toast, slice it alongside eggs, or blend it into your morning guava smoothie. Let me tell you about Carol. Carol is 68 years old and followed every trending diet over the past decade without success. Low-carb, high-fat vegan, nothing restored her physical vitality. A friend suggested adding half an avocado to her daily protein meal every single day. Carol had eaten avocado before without noticing anything, but she had never timed it intentionally with a leucine-rich protein meal. 6 weeks in, her trainer noted for the first time in 2 years that her lean body mass had increased. Carol says the change was not overnight, but it was steady, consistent, and finally moving in the right direction. Number 1, guava. This is the fruit that changes everything. Most people have never considered guava as a muscle food. But here is the shocking part: guava contains approximately 4.2 grams of complete protein per cup according to USDA data, making it one of the highest protein fruits available. More importantly, guava's primary amino acids are glutamic acid and leucine, the exact amino acids your muscles need to activate the mTOR muscle building pathway. And here is what makes guava truly extraordinary. For seniors, 1 cup delivers approximately 228 milligrams of vitamin C. That is more than 4 times the amount in an orange. Here is what happens when that vitamin C reaches your muscles. Vitamin C is an essential building block for collagen synthesis. Collagen is not just a skin protein. It is the physical scaffolding that holds your muscle tissue together. A 2025 study in PMC found that vitamin C combined with resistance training produced superior muscle mass and strength adaptations compared to training alone. A 2025 report in Nature confirmed that vitamin C is essential for stabilizing collagen structure in muscle and connective tissue. This means guava gives your muscles the building materials, the mTOR activation signal, and the structural framework for physical growth all in one food. Traditional medicine across South Asia, the Caribbean, and Latin America has used guava as a strengthening and restorative food for centuries. Healers in these traditions specifically recommended it for weakness, fatigue, and recovery from illness in older adults. Modern science is now confirming what those traditions always knew. Eat 1 full cup of fresh guava daily. Choose guava that yields slightly to gentle pressure and has a sweet fragrance, which indicates peak ripeness and maximum nutrient content. If fresh guava is hard to find, frozen guava works equally well since freezing preserves the vitamin C and protein content almost completely. Look for guava juice without added sugar as an alternative. Within 6 to 12 weeks, practical experience and research suggest measurable improvements in muscle firmness, grip strength, and sustained daily energy. Here is what makes this powerful. When you combine all 5 fruits in a daily routine, you create a system that targets every major barrier to muscle growth in seniors. Watermelon opens the blood vessels so nutrients reach your muscles faster. Tart cherry clears the inflammation that blocks the muscle building signal. Pomegranate removes damaged cells so new muscle can form. Avocado provides the leucine trigger and hormone-supporting fats. Guava delivers the protein, leucine, and vitamin C to build the actual physical structure of new muscle. For breakfast, blend half a cup of guava with half an avocado, a cup of spinach, and 25 grams of your preferred protein. At lunch, eat a cup of pomegranate seeds alongside your main protein source. In the afternoon, eat 2 cups of watermelon before any light physical activity. In the evening, drink 8 ounces of pure tart cherry juice before bed. A few important safety notes before you begin. If you take blood thinners such as warfarin, consult your doctor before consuming large amounts of pomegranate or tart cherry, as these may interact with your medication. If you have kidney disease, monitor your potassium intake from avocado and guava carefully and discuss portions with your healthcare provider. If you have diabetes, discuss fruit intake with your healthcare provider before making changes. Always consult a qualified medical professional before significantly changing your diet, especially if you are managing a chronic condition. Watch for positive signs, such as improved morning energy, better recovery after walks, and gradually firmer muscle tone. You now have what most seniors never receive, a clear research-backed plan to build real muscle after 75. The problem was never your age. It was anabolic resistance, inflammation, and the wrong foods working silently against you every day. Guava, avocado, pomegranate, tart cherry, and watermelon are available in most grocery stores. They are simple to add to meals you already eat, and science confirms they work specifically for the biology of an aging body. Comment one of 3 things. Comment GUAVI if you are trying the #1 fruit today. Comment PIN if you are following the full daily routine, or comment SHA if you know someone over 75 who needs this. Subscribe and hit the bell so you never miss a new video. Next week, I am revealing the 5 minerals that are silently disappearing from senior bodies and causing more muscle loss than almost any other deficiency. You will not want to miss that one. Remember this, your body does not stop being capable of growing and repairing muscle just because of your age. Anabolic resistance can be overcome. Inflammation can be lowered. The right foods can change everything. You have the knowledge now. You have the plan. Go get your strength back. It is still there. It is waiting for you. If this video helped you, share it with someone who needs this information. You might save their life.